Hey folks, my name is Jürgen, aka Nerd and Proud of It, and Destiny has brought you to my channel today to have a lot of fun with Heiner from the White Rabbit Community Game Store and PCG, and with my extended nerd family, Jens and Sophie from Cardboard Guide, and of course with myself. But we already had a lot of fun just a little bit before the start, because there were some stressy moments, and that is all on me. You were all here on time. I just had to check if everything is okay downstairs, but thanks a lot for waiting, and thanks a lot for waiting, everyone. But now we can joke about it, can laugh about it, and Heiner just called me the fastest gun in the West, so I appreciate that. It's very nice of you. That's the best compliment I've gotten so far. He doesn't say anything now. I was so fast.
Yeah.
How are you guys? Let's start with the extended nerd family. Is everything all right over there? You look very positive and happy today. Probably all the stress from school and everything is a little bit behind you, right? I see
Absolutely.
a lot of videos coming out. You're just catching up, like releasing videos, all the videos you've missed like over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, you are looking at two teachers who are now on actual summer holiday. So all the stress of exams and students graduating and everything is gone. And now we have time for the fun part, for all the fun stuff.
That's what they say about teachers. They never work because they always have holiday.
Exactly.
And then we smack them in their face.
Yes, exactly.
In theory.
No, but jokes aside, the holidays are actually almost always just used for work, but not the summer holiday, because it's both longer. You don't have any classes, you don't have any students, so it's just like, I can't work. I'm actually off.
There's nothing to do except for a lot of sorcery videos.
Oh yes,
exactly.
And those are going really well. Yeah, I really enjoyed the discussions over the last couple of days. I was bridging the gap while you were a little bit busy with all the Sorcery Fest content. At least I did my best. I still have a couple of videos to edit, actually. And the event was like two and a half weeks ago. But now you're like pumping out videos and really good quality and really cool conversations. How do you do this? Just by not doing anything else?
No, I think we are setting off like usually a day, and then we record like maybe 3 videos together, and then we just have some days off. And now that I'm not working and I usually commute back and forth to work, I have a lot more time to actually edit those videos in a way that I like to do, because sometimes if everything needs to be possible, the edits go a bit faster. But right now I have a bit more time to look at the edits.
No, that's visible.
Because I'm the tech guy, as you found out, Jürgen. Jens is the pretty face, I'm the tech guy.
That's the perfect balance, I guess.
Exactly.
No, I think it's really visible that you put a lot of time in the videos, and like I said, I enjoy them, and I see that people really enjoy them as well. It's a good. You're making a good comeback there, which is very nice. And how are things with you, Heiner? I missed you at Sorcery Fest because you were there on Sunday and I was there on Saturday. I hope to see you, but I couldn't make it on Sunday because otherwise probably I would have gotten a divorce, because it was my wife's birthday. And I chose meeting you, and I didn't choose meeting you, but I chose staying home for the birthday. But did you have a good show? Did you enjoy it? Did you get a lot of orders for PCG?
As always, your choices are debatable, but in this case, I really understand it. But no, it was great. It was. We just.
I like you a lot, Heiner, but not that much.
not that much.
You don't know me well enough yet. But this is getting slippery. So
yeah, slippery slip.
Right. So yeah, it was sad that we missed each other actually, but I couldn't come earlier because we were at the same weekend having the Flesh and Blood Nationals in Gelsenkirchen. Yeah. In the same venue as we will be for the Crossroads event. So I had to push a new colleague into running the live stream which was going via United States to the international audience. And he had a day to learn everything. That was Saturday. And then on Sunday, I could just depart with ease. And certainly I did not all the time have the stream running while I was driving. And I certainly wasn't taking care of the stream as well as I could while driving from Gelsenkirchen to Sorcery Fest. But once
Control
I had
freak.
no, it was, there were a couple of situations that it was good for me to be aware that they were still, profiting from me being aware of what was going on. So we are having this Discord chat at the same time the stream is running to communicate. And, this is a lot for anybody to learn in a day. So I just followed stuff, and when they hit me up, I knew what was going on. But actually, it wasn't needed. It was just good to be aware. But I didn't have to control anything, and that's the best thing. It's just you just check, you don't control. So just checking up that everything's running, and then once I was at the event, anyway, it was gone. And then I was phased out of that bubble and getting into the other bubble, which was amazing. I and where the sad thing is, it was the last day of the event, but the good thing was how well it was organized, how good the mood was, and how brilliant people were, even on the last day of the event. So when I came in, Richard and Ron were great, and they just seated me next to Jeff Mangus. It was, I guess, Jeff, I'm not sure if you're listening to this, but I feel it was a very pleasant encounter, and I would like to repeat that one. And so that was very good, although transitioning wasn't easy, and then some logistical issues, but it was great. It was sad that we didn't meet, but I was the one arriving late, so that's on me.
I think if you were sitting next to Jeff, then you were in a great company indeed.
Yeah.
He was fantastic that weekend. He was again, and I met him a couple of times. He was so nice again, and the reveal was super cool. The Flame of the Ancient Ones, I believe it's called. And I honestly loved that painting, and I got to hold it, and he was like, "Don't drop it!" I almost dropped it.
Good discussion, revealing and then having audience in front of it and posting questions about the painting, and then Jeff answering the questions. That was an amazing panel. It was really good. I really
enjoyed
loved
that a lot.
Yeah, and meeting everybody. Niklas was there. I see Niklas in chat right now.
Yeah.
So it was just great meeting everybody. Although it was I was pressed on time, but it was great meeting everybody. Definitely.
Definitely, like you said, and we don't want to make you feel sad that you couldn't make it, Sophie. But it was really, honestly, a great event. Ron and Richard did an excellent job, and everybody was in a super good mood. It's imagine like Ask and Resk, but then over 3 days with a lot more people and artists. So. Props to them. It really was a fun and pleasant experience. I can't say that any differently. And Niklas even brought whiskey, Danish whiskey. So that was really nice. Yeah. I got to take home the bottle because I still had to drive.
Yeah.
I was having a sip of water as I'm having now. It's not clear whiskey. It's really water because I want to be sharp to be the fastest gun in the West and click mute when Heiner says something I'm not happy with. But it was really nice to have a drink with the artists and to chat with the artists and to do the reveals and just hang out with the people. I more or less hung out with everybody, like having a coffee outside in the sun, which was fantastic at the canals. Right?
It's a very
it made me even thinking about Ask and Resk 3 a lot, and about the fact that we need to find a similar location, like, for example, winery Mandrashek, or something like that, where we might be doing the third iteration of Ask and Resk. You never know. What do you guys think about that? It might be a good idea, right?
Gregor, maybe Gregor. Should ask Gregor first. But yeah, I would love that.
I think if everybody says we're coming, then he can't get out of it.
Surprise party.
Fine line between having guests and trespassers.
Put the wine in the fridge. No, but something like that. That would be nice. Yeah, I think I definitely would. 2 days is a lot, of course, but I definitely would like to tackle Ask and Resk 3 early next year, or something like that.
We'll see. Everything's developing right now. We are getting these organized play tiers added to what the community events have offered over the last couple of months or years. So we will see where everything falls, where the chips fall, and then we will make the best of it. And I believe it will be something great, honestly, because official OP is developing amazingly, and so will the big events that have found their place too, like our event, like Ask and Resk. And then at the same time, there's Ex Curiosa partnering with us for Crossroads. So. And others, of course, and for the Cornerstone events with the stores directly. So it's just, everything's brilliant, I guess. Well, from the event side, and the games. How many people were at Sorcery Fest?
I think it was 60 people in total, and about 49-50 players, I believe, is what they told me. Yes.
Great. So halfway through the way to the next set, it's 60 people attending, which is, if you take a look at what the world premiere in Essen had seated on players, there isn't like everybody dropping off because it's just one set a year. The game it has to offer. It's still an interesting game. It's still a good meta game, and I was honestly, one set a year was something that I had to wrap my head around, and the game can't stall. The game needs to stay interesting, and it does. So I believe we're in a pretty good place right now. And now comes official OP. But that is a different topic, That is just, I saw this at Sorcery Fest. I saw people enjoying the game, enjoying the gathering, and that is something I felt was great, and the foundation for everything still to come. So that's our events plus official OP. Well, fine, but that's not today's topic. Kind of captured. It's 4 years of nerd and proud of it, right?
Yeah, that is the framework, and I got a little something prepared. Let's see if that makes sense to do that now. But that indeed is the framework. I always do for my anniversary, and I did that the last couple of years as well. 1-2 weeks of videos people enjoy to watch and I enjoy to make, and live streams with friends or artists, and I have that planned for the next 1.5-2 weeks as well. But I was very happy that you guys could start that one with me. So officially today I got a little piece of cake and a candle for the 4-year anniversary, and I make a big wish. Ask and Resk 3 at Mandrashek Winery. So, no, but indeed, I sometimes can't believe it, because it's super weird. I watched the videos as well, and at the count of the videos, and I don't give a shit about how many videos you pump out or not. But I, with the shorts, made over 1,000 videos over the last 4 years. And if you look at my subscribers, it's ridiculous, of course. That's 2 subscribers per video, but who cares? I normally don't give a shit about that, and I still do not. But I think it's still kind of a personal achievement for me. I'm very proud of, a proud nerd. So that's definitely something Yeah, worth having a nice framework as with friends and during a live stream. So yeah, and
So
a
let's
lot of
say
people
cheers to
here.
you.
We're just gonna do a
So-
cheers.
Congratulations, Jürgen.
You
Congratulations.
actually brought champagne. I
We
brought
did.
champagne.
It is actually
that's
champagne.
very nice. I brought the cake. You brought the champagne. Heiner the coffee. So that's all I can wish for. I mean, that's everything I need. That's what keeps me running. Champagne,
champagne
cake,
and
coffee,
cake.
and my sarcasm. So yeah.
Exactly.
Let's
So-
see who's here. We already saw Niklas with
Gallus.
he got bonus points now for the whiskey.
Mm.
Cris is here as well, which is very nice. I missed you at Ask and Rest too, Cris, but you were sick. But I also missed you, obviously, at Sorcery Fest. I thought Cris might come out. Freddy Dexter is here, very nice. There is a thing going on next weekend in Bonn. He invited me to. I still have to see if I can go there. It's a magic thing, old school thing, but let's see. Dr. Feelgood wishes me happy birthday, and Uffe Vrist as well, same as Chill Bill, who is, guys, you don't know, but it's the lion in sheep's clothing, in disguise. Carlos, who I actually saw at Sorcery Fest.
Nice.
Thanks a lot, Carlos. Yeah, very nice. Carlos was there without Gerard, without his buddy, cousin, I think, even.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Spanish sorcery armada was represented at Sorcery Fest as well as a lot of different nations. I think 10 people from 10 different countries were attending, which was very nice. But as for the 4-year anniversary, we were joking a little bit. I will ask it. What do you enjoy most about the Nerd and Proud of It channel? You can say it in the chat as well, but I'm gonna ask Jens and Sophie first because I see Heiner still has to think about it because he doesn't think of anything on the top of his head because he thinks it's a shitty channel. I'm kidding. I'm teasing. Yeah, of course, yeah. No,
All right, so I go first. I remember the first thing that actually caught my attention with your channel, Jürgen, was during the Magic 30th anniversary, where Magic was releasing the 30 reprinting of old school cards, and everybody in the Magic community was sort of in an uproar because it was a clear violation of the reserve list. And you had written this very long and very cool letter to Wizards of the Coast. Of course, it was only a mockery, but I really enjoyed it. I was like, yeah, F them, F's. And I really liked that. And so that was the moment I sort of discovered your channel. And I think some of the most enjoyable moments has, of course, been Ask and Ask. And I also really enjoyed our booster box opening competition where you won by a smidgen. And I think we're going to maybe repeat that with future sets.
We definitely need to do that with Gothic, yes.
Yeah.
No, but that's very nice to hear because that letter that was a passion project. I indeed wrote an open letter to Wizards of the Coast about the 30th anniversary edition, and I got a lot of response to that. But I thought it was a nice way telling them that product is complete shit without actually saying it's complete shit, and they shouldn't do it. So thanks, I appreciate that. That's a very nice way to discover the channel, I guess. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, I'll go next then.
Yeah.
Well, Jürgen, I believe actually that my most favorite thing is you. I think one of the most characteristic things about the channel is actually you and your personality and just the way you present information, and that it is so thoroughly and uniquely your channel. And I enjoyed that a lot. I think I discovered your channel like way long ago, and I've been like watching maybe past 3 years or something like that. And I just enjoy that you have your special mark on it, whether you're talking art or Spider-Man or sorcery. I enjoy your perspective.
Super kind and super nice to hear because I take a lot of pride in trying to be myself, and if that comes across as nice, then that's the biggest compliment I can get. So I appreciate that a lot. And yeah, the unique atmosphere on the channel is something I'm pretty proud of as well. I'm a proud nerd, and I
Exactly.
definitely try to radiate that. Thanks a lot. That's right. We should do this more often. And now comes the hard part, because Heiner, I'm going to ask you the same thing. What you enjoy about the channel? So I already emotionally prepare for collateral damage here.
So I can't deny an answer, right? I have to answer this one, or can
I
just
can.
skip it
You
and
you can
move
just
forward?
move your lips, and I can definitely put you on mute as the fastest mute
So
clicker in the West.
you posted this topic like briefly before the event, and I wrote 250 words on this, but
Of course.
then I accidentally deleted it, so I have to do this off the top of my head, and it's probably better because not everything was nice that I wrote, but no, seriously, your channel was recommended on YouTube, and I guess it was connected to me watching Rudy's
Well done,
videos,
Carmen.
and then for some reason it just YouTube did make a connection between you and Rudy. So I saw Nerd and Proud of It, and I thought, okay, so this is a very interesting statement. And then back in the day, you still had your face concealed; it wasn't revealed yet. And I was thinking, man, okay, so why is he doing this? He looks like a gangster, but he knows what he's talking about, and he's just saying, and you know what? I'm a nerd. But if you look up the definition of a nerd, you didn't look like a nerd, and you knew your stuff. And that stuff was pretty interesting to me because it was art connected, it was collector connected. You're a younger man than I am, but still it's the same generation. It's like you have antiquities, as your most beloved said, and I love antiquities too, and I started playing it revised. So there was something that I felt like, okay, there's a similarity. So that's what got me attracted. And then briefly after that, we actually had our first talk, and I'm not sure how that really came to pass, but then we talked for about an hour, and I believe it was connected to grading back then. So that was interesting too. And then we started talking English as we do now, but now we are both mutual Germans. So we switched to German, and then it got even more interesting. And there's the personality who runs the channel. That's somebody I enjoy spending time with, and then there's the content of the channel, which I appreciate, not just because it's well done, but also it's different. You're hitting a different mark with your channel, and I guess that's what I like. So good content, good guy. Well, count me in.
You're getting me emotional there, Heiner. That is super kind and super nice today to say. I set up something funny and a chance to to get out everything you don't like, and you turn it around and actually say nice things. No, thanks a lot.
But I'm
to
lying.
all
It
three of
was
you.
all Josie. It was Josie all
course.
along. That everybody.
That's I know, but I'm gonna cut that part out, and I'm just gonna leave the part with the nice stuff in, so nobody knows
Good point,
except
good
for
point.
us, and that's
You're
good.
getting it.
No,
Just
appreciate
okay.
the I was fishing for compliments, obviously, which is okay if it's your birthday, but
Exactly.
I appreciate
Once a
I
year,
appreciate
you are
once a
served,
year.
and
I need to
you
hear
deserve
how
this,
awesome
It's your
and how
anniversary.
cool I am.
Nobody's
Yes,
being
yeah.
honest. It's just
No,
compliments all around.
doesn't matter. It still feels good. I still take it. Appreciate the kind words from all three of you a lot, with all seriousness, because
And
you.
by the way, if you are wondering
Yes.
why we are sitting here together, Jürgen was your idea for us to run Eskenresk 1, because I was pitching the idea of running a sorcery event, and then it was you who mentioned Sophie and Jürgen, and it would be interesting to do this together. So that's also a fact. It's you connected us.
It came together nicely, but indeed there was for me personally, that's why we often are seen together on stream, and we often talk outside the streams, because I really like what you guys are doing as well, and I like you as people. You're just nice, good people, and that's that's very important, I think, in this day and age. And I think Jens and Sophie, without taking any credit of something for it, but I think I was one of the first ones who actually like shared one of your videos because I simply enjoyed it. And now you're like surpassed me a long time ago, which is fucking awesome and fucking cool because you found your own voice in a sense, and you do this very well. Like I said at the beginning as well, excellent stuff, very well edited, very much work put into it. And the same goes for you, Heiner, when we talked about the tournament, and then we talked about everything a little more. And we come from the same fucking background in Germany, with the same role-playing games, with the same board games, with the same trading card games. Now you are actually living the dream and having an LGS, which I always wanted, which probably is horrible and stressful, but still, it is the ultimate dream, of course, for the nerd. But you also brought a grading company, visionary in that sense, to Europe with PCG, and I think that is seeing an opportunity, taking that opportunity, and going for it, and doing it well with your background with engineering and everything. You got everything worked out, and you got a good plan, and you're going for it, and you're actually investing time and energy in it. So, right back at you guys. So now the slime party is over, but that needed to be said and needed to be responded to. I wanted to know as well. We are obviously talking about Sorcery a lot, and today we want to talk a little bit about a future event for Sorcery here in Europe, which you are organizing, Heiner. And I first got good news. It's the 27th of September, right?
Well, that's when it starts, yes.
Yes. That's a Saturday?
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
and it's both 27th and 28th, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 2-day event for a change, because we feel like pressing 7 Swiss and a top cut into one day. If we don't have to, we won't do it.
Yeah.
So and I just take a look at the time, and if you don't mind me hitting the button to start the ticket sales, because I promised it's gonna be now.
Let's rock.
The ticket sales for the Crossroads event.
Wave 1,
Germany.
Yes. Yeah.
Wave 1.
Yeah.
You're going to do
that
in
a minute.
And how many waves are there going to be, Heiner?
3.
Was that 3?
Yeah.
And you're going to hit the button for the tickets to go live now. So that is something we only teased a little bit, but that's the official big thing today. The tickets will go live momentarily.
Yeah, it's live now. So, and I don't want to be late on this because we have moved the date a couple of times.
No, promise is a promise. That's the German punctuality there. That's exactly what I mean.
You brought the topic or the matter of discussion to the right topic at the right time.
Yes, and you're living up to it, which is perfect.
Yeah. So what just went live is the first wave of tickets for the Europe Crossroads Championship.
Woo!
Which we have the honor of
Crossroads in Europe. That is so great.
White Rabbit and Eric Curiosa partnering up for this one. And following up on Spiel, probably most likely, that's the most direct connection. That's great for us because we it's an honor to do this, and we are very happy to take things up like that's 2 notches because we're having cornerstones as well. And as you guys know, it's cornerstones first and then it's Crossroads. So for us, both is important. We're having the cornerstone very soon in Essen. And that's the first step, and then we even get the Crossroads event, and that's very great for us to be trusted with. It's an event. If you take a look at where it happens as well and who's doing it, we are very happy to do this. So it's and I also believe it's not. Yes, we are, but it's also very good for the community to have this event in Europe. And we will do our best to serve everybody. And that is part of why we have 3 waves now, because we've been notorious of not being able to offer enough seats or not having enough waves So that is something we wanted to change. This time, 128, which is the max cap for now. And then it's like 3 waves. So yeah, it's just for anybody who's listening
Around
after
40
this
tickets.
stream today. And then it's Saturday, 12th of July, 10 a.m. So it's in the morning because I wanted to move it to a weekend. And then it's the next Friday for anybody or everybody who's in holidays right now. If you didn't make it today or next Saturday, it's Friday, 18th of July, and that is 1500 hours Berlin time, which is 3 p.m. And if you're in a different time zone, I believe Berlin time is much better than Central European Standard Time. Welcome to whatever this means with summertime and wintertime. So just check Berlin time and shoot straight at it. That's what, and it's all in the ticket and description of the article as well. So just, you'll see everything there with the waves. We are trying to do our best here, or we're doing our best, and we are trying to improve the best we can. That's what I wanted to say.
That sounds awesome. And I think just quickly to tie into that, you of course earned your share by organizing a very nice worldwide release for Arthurian Legends in Essen, or at least helping or co-organizing this with the release with Eric's Curiosa, of course, who were there in big numbers, which was really, really awesome.
Yeah.
And that went really well. And Germany is very centralized. They know you guys can handle it. They know you guys already handled a couple of more bigger sorcery tournaments with Eskenresk 1 and 2 and the launch of Arthurian Legends. So yeah, I think you're definitely the logical choice for this. And I know you're going to ace this, and you already got everything arranged. So that is very, very cool. And everything can be found on the website as well?
Well,
what you just said?
I am currently working on a dedicated website which will be reachable. It's going to be sorcerytcg.de. So that is where the comprehensive information about the event will be made available probably during next week. You know, it's still 2 months. And besides, so what's up? The tickets available now are for the main event. The Swiss rounds on Saturday, and then the top cut on Sunday. But this being a 2-day event, and also honestly looking at what Eric's Curiosa is doing at PAX and at Gen Con, we were happily getting inspired to do more. Like, we will have other events running at the same time. If Saturday doesn't really go that great for you and you stay Sunday, what are you going to do on Sunday? So there will be another very interesting event on Sunday, which will be promoted on said website, but is not available yet ticket-wise. But there's still time. So we believe that people make their decision based on if they get a ticket for the main event, and then whatever comes on top of that is good and fair and well. But it's the main event ticket they need to get. And we will up more events like Sophie and Jens. I watched your video regarding the Crossroads. So you mentioned there will be on-demand drafts, which we will have. You mentioned learn to play sessions, which we will offer. So that is something that will be available as information on the website. And don't put me on the spot here, but next week, hopefully. Yeah,
that sounds really, really cool. You just probably haven't noticed, but once you announced when you announced the viewership dropped from 20 plus to like 9, and I now see like people coming back. We're at 17 again. Like Jasper, I just got my ticket. See you in Gelsenkirchen. And Dexter, Freddy also got a ticket. So happy. Niklas, I just got my ticket. And
great, Niklas.
Maybe a good question, because you already booked a hotel and a flight, Sophie, right?
Yes.
Then we come back to the other questions. Can you recommend? And Heiner probably can say something about that as well. But where did you book?
Yeah, but I ended up booking a hotel in Essen, and I'll be traveling back and forth because that ended up ultimately being the easiest.
Yeah.
I can't remember off the top of my head because I was coordinating with a lot of other guys and we were like talking back and forth.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I will be flying into Düsseldorf like Friday morning.
Weetse.
And flying out again Sunday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good airport. It's very relaxed. I normally fly from there with my family. It's a 1.5 hour drive from here, but it's way better than Schiphol Airport, which is super crowded and only for 35 minutes away.
Mm.
But yeah, very nice. Okay, but yeah, I think I know. Do you have recommendations?
Yeah. Well, not from own experience because I always sleep. We're based.
At
Family
home.
is based in Essen, so we don't really rent a hotel. But from what I've heard, so two things. In Gelsenkirchen, there is nearby an hotel, but they appear to have no more rooms available. They are booked out
Yeah.
already. So that's the Arena Hotel in Schalke. Like there's
Yeah.
a very huge soccer stadium close to the venue. Not that close.
Is
but
Schalke
close enough.
playing that weekend?
That's the game where there's 22 people and 2 frames and the ball, but I don't know more than that. I am not a soccer enthusiast and I really don't know any schedule here. But well, they probably don't, but I don't know. Right. So that's very nearby. And then Sophie, you're probably in Essen Premier Inn, something like that. That's
You know what? I'm just gonna live grab my phone. It's right over here.
So in Essen, from very close to the
Did you bring
store
champagne too?
and close to the main train station, Essen, there's a hotel which has very good, it appears to be a very good hotel. I'm Leumund, if anybody can tell me the English word for Leumund. So yeah, it's people like it, you know. It has good evaluations on TripAdvisor. So I just don't get the English word, but it's a very good hotel. So it's just an hour apart. If you go by public transport, it's 21 minutes by car. So if you share a room with like 2 people, or you know somebody else who's staying there, take an Uber, take a cab, and you will be in 20 minutes at the venue. And that is what I believe is a very good option for people to stay at. Because right around the venue, there isn't that much else than the Arena Hotel. I know someone who's who's just posted that he is looking to rent a flat, but you have to look up chat for him to find him. And I'm not sure if there is still room, but there is a flat nearby. So Niklas, hate me for this, but I know it's a big flat. Maybe you find enough people. That's very close. So that is nearby. And other than that, I'm just underinformed because we don't have this. It's a huge, huge town, and there's a hotel, and we offer a block, and everybody can have a room in the block or something. That's not what we're running here. But I mean, I love that, but we've never done that before, and we have all hands busy running the event. So a hotel block is not what we're addressing with our capacity.
I think everybody is a grown
Yeah,
up
that's
and
Niklas, yeah,
can
right.
can figure it out themselves. But on the other hand, if a couple of people are like, for example, at a certain hotel, and you, like Cris says here, any meetups on Friday night, Thursday, whatever, when you're
Yeah.
already there and playing Sorcery, that's I mean, when we were there last time, Jens, in Essen, we were playing until midnight in the hotel after a long day of a tournament, and it was super fun. And we had a couple of drinks and did a draft even, and that was awesome. So these are the little extras that make these events very special. So if it's a bit coordinated, it helps. But on the other hand, indeed, if you find something and that looks good and there's still room available and you want to go, book it, and then you can always take an Uber to the other hotel where the people are sitting and then take an Uber back. Everything is pretty close. The good news I had is that I can probably make it at least on Saturday.
Yes.
I'm doing my best. My son's birthday is on the 29th. And normally my family comes over for the birthday either the weekend before or the weekend after, because my daughter's birthday is on the 4th of October. And the 4th of October, I believe, is a Saturday. So my family is probably coming over. That means my mom and my brother and his wife and the baby, and they are probably coming over the weekend after. That means the weekend before, Saturday, maybe even Sunday, I might be free. Then on Monday, I will be home for my son's birthday. And then on Tuesday, I will have to go to Munich for work until Thursday. So that's going to be fun. And then on Friday, the whole family is coming over and the house is full for the whole weekend. And normally after that, I would go to a board game weekend with the guys, which is always the first week of October. And as you all know, the weekend after and the week after, it's Essen. Spiel. So that's gonna be a fun 2 weeks. I'm probably gonna be totally destroyed, but I will try to at least make it on Saturday, maybe Saturday, Sunday. But I believe only Saturday back and forth without spending money on a hotel. 2 hours there, 2 hours back, 2.5 hours. I can make that. Did that for Sorcery Fest as well, which is still quite a drive from Utrecht, crazy enough, although the Netherlands is really small. But I would love to be there, see it, and meet the people, and make some content, and see Sophie and you, Heiner, and the players, and maybe play a couple of matches in a side event, a draft, or whatever. That would be awesome. So I will be doing my best. There might be a little chance. That I was very happy about that.
That sounds like a nerdy plan. You should be proud of it.
Yes, I see what you did there, and I am.
I can just confirm that me and at least a good dozen other people who will be playing Sorcery in the hotel bar are at Premiere in Essen City Center. Yeah.
So
That's
we will have on Friday. We will have a meetup at the store in Essen. A casual meetup that is, I believe casual meetup would be the best option, and then have dinner afterwards, which might this time not necessarily involve me, depending on how preparations go for the venue. But we did this for Esk and Resk, and I believe it was great, spending the evening before the main event together. But with 128 people, the booking situation might be a little bit more complicated. So it might be best for everybody to. I will still have to figure this out. I'm not sure, but there will be a meetup, and I will see if I can find a place that could accommodate 128 for dinner. It's probably going to be tricky.
How about your backyard, Heiner?
That's a far road from there. It's 200 kilometers to where I live. So
I can take one person in the small car. That's Sophie, so that works. So we're there. Yeah.
Maybe meet up at my place and then head over by train. We can book a full train.
Yeah,
at least
I did.
I
did that once. I helped. Didn't release it, but I did the PR for Transport Fever 2, and Transport Fever is a very cool train game. And they were looking for a new, unique PR event, and I actually booked a steam train in Berlin because, that was very cool for train enthusiasts. We invited 40 press, and we set up like 40 Alienware high-end laptops in the train on a running steam train through the suburbs of Berlin, where people played Transport Fever 2 for the first time for a couple of hours with catering, not to mention the biggest logistical issue, which was power. That's ridiculous. You needed to have one wagon with a power generator. Yeah, that was crazy, but it works. It actually, that would be fun, like going around with a train playing Sorcery. You never know. Carlos can't make it. I'm a bit sad about that, because he has been everywhere up to now, which is good. Who plans their wedding on such a day, Carlos? That's not a good thing. Spanish weddings are are normally
Okay.
taking a couple of days anyway, so you probably should go to the later days when it's happening. And people, maybe something else, but I saw it a couple of times already. Do we know anything about Essen? I know it will be after that, 2 weeks after, but will you be there with the White Rabbit store and PCG maybe, Heiner, or is that too early to say?
At some capacity, yes, but everything regarding sorcery and Spiel, that's a Simon question. Or a Chase question.
I thought so. I thought so. I
Very
actually
easy on
invited.
forwarding those questions
No.
to
Yeah,
those
that's-
who are really in charge of these events.
Yes, no, I invited Chase and to take part in one of the live streams, and I promised it would be a bit more chatting about general stuff. But maybe if people ask the question there, if he can make
Yeah,
it,
no,
because
it's a legit
very,
question.
very busy with obviously with Gen Con. He was open for it if he can find the time, which was very cool. I appreciate that a lot. But then it's a good moment to ask him that question, and then he can say what he can say about it. I also was curious. I think it is already a little bit. Did Carla say something funny about weddings?
Yeah.
Check that. Weddings should be banned the days before events. That's exactly what I'm saying, Carla. Yes,
Carla.
yes.
Maybe we could just, attend and then suddenly disappear. And if people are drunk enough, they might not even notice, actually. I also see that Cedric has gotten his ticket, which means that everybody's chances of winning at the Crossroads events is going to fall drastically. But
that might be a big problem. But yeah, thanks for the happy anniversary. And indeed, I'm glad I'm not playing you. I'm there for content. No, I'm curious because I don't know if, of course, that might be too early as well. But I think Sophie and Jens, you already talked a little bit about the fact that there, during the Crossroads events, there are often a lot of things planned, and you mentioned a couple of things you're expecting, and we already know there will most probably be representatives from Eric's Curiosa there. At least that's, I think, was semi-confirmed or something. Not by you, Heiner, no worries. I'm not going to pinpoint you to that, but I think it was on a certain channel. But do you think there will be a lot of artists there? And what would be your guess who will be there, Jens and Sophie?
Good question. Also, I think it would be cool to maybe see some of the new people. There are quite a lot of new names already popping up on some of the cards. Spoilers. Scott Kirchner, Emil, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce his last name. But as I've seen, a couple of people, it would be cool to see some people that are new to the game at the event. And I think at least Emil is European. So, I mean, that would be perhaps doable.
Good fit. Yeah, good fit and doable. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
No comment from Heiner. Nothing we can.
I would like to pick up questions. I will get to that, but I would like to pick up questions from chat before that.
This one?
Or the one from Uffe?
Uffe.
Uffe. Right. So
question for Heiner, which is a bit off topic. So maybe
no
save
information
it for us
on this one yet. So if you check the Blackfire website, you see the set is not available yet. Well, the box, ads box is not available yet. And that's the same view for us. If we log in on the Blackfire site with our business account, we see the price. But every item is just visible if you don't log in. You just can't see the prices. So, no, I don't know anything about that yet.
Okay. We know the price is $50, right? In general, at least at Gen Con. Is that correct?
59.
Was it $59.99?
That's MSRP, you know.
Yeah. But
is it official MSRP for translated to Europe as well, Heiner? $59.99? Probably, if you ever get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we think just a
depends
personal
on
question?
availability.
Do we think that's
usually
yeah?
No, you.
Go ahead.
It's your birthday,
Go ahead.
man. Come on, shoot it at me. You're the fastest gun in the West.
Yeah, I'm always whining about the price, and as you know, I love Sorcery, but I think the Arthurian Legends boxes were a little bit too expensive, and even better maybe. But that's my personal opinion. I think that's fine, and I'm always stand for my personal opinion, even if it's a little controversial sometimes. Do we think $59.99 for basically one booster pack, which is 13 cards and one foil, I believe, is something like that? Is that a good and fair price, even with the cool packaging?
Who knows?
As a store owner, would that be a product you would be happy to offer to your customers?
Well, it depends on what we have to pay for it. There's
Yes.
we do our prices based on a ratio of what we pay for it, and then we sell it with an upcharge, of course. That's the business. But
Yeah.
it needs
but
to be
that's-
reasonable, you
course.
know. And if we pay X, then X times a little bit plus tax is what we will charge for it. And usually it's around MSRP. So we won't hold product until we, or in purpose to understand what the market is willing to pay for it, and then sell product for a higher price. That's not our approach. But it's very difficult to put the product up now where we don't know how much we will get and what we will pay for it ourselves, and then put a price to it. So if I say no, we start the sales, right? And then in an instant, we sell 200 boxes, and then we get 10. Because who knows what's going to happen? No, or 20. So we would disappoint 180 people who might have wanted to buy it for 60 or would have paid 100, but we don't know enough. It's just and it's only stressful, you know. We will wait until we have more information before we start anything. It's just not enough info, and I believe I appreciate the interest, but this is not the time to put the product up to sale, at least not for us.
Fair enough.
You know,
What do you
rowing
guys
backwards
think?
upstream is not pleasant. We will just wait a little bit, you know, and I believe this is going to be an interesting product, and we can't understand yet what the product has in terms of value.
Yes.
I can't say anything about that. And I'm pretty database guy. At least I try to be. So and I really don't know. And when we started selling Arthurian Legends, the price was fine. And then we all opened boxes, and then, well, today it might not be an attractive price, but who knows what's going to be the case in 10 years. Do you want to draft a back in time box like 5 or 10 years from now, and you would wish that it wasn't that much, €100 to spend like an evening with 4 guys?
100 is fine for Arthurian Legends.
Or 110 or 120, or it won't really matter in the end if you put it down to an evening.
No, in the end, over 10 years, probably it won't. But in the beginning, I think 130 was a little bit expensive, especially if you look at the price, for example, of the same boxes or the same size of boxes for Flesh and Blood and Star Wars, which is $10-20 cheaper. But I hear your point.
I'm not sure if it's comparable. I'm not making the prices on the larger scale.
That's the biggest thing with Sorcery. We don't know, indeed, if it's comparable. And the same, I guess, goes for the Dragon Lord set, if $60 is fair. I mean, Magic the Gathering charges it easily for a secret lair as well. And if there's one foil in there, and those will be sought after, and $50, $60, $70 foils, then and you're lucky and you get a unique one or whatever, and it's even more expensive because nobody has it, then you easily pay $60. And personally, I like the whole appearance of the thing, and I guess I would be okay with paying $60 for one box or something, but not go on a foil chase for like 3-4 boxes. But just to have it, maybe 2, put one on the shelf and open one on the channel or something. But then still, I think it's quite a lot of money for 14 cards, especially it's not basically not randomized. So, but yeah, that's
I would like to say something different because this product has a different approach. This is a live stream of someone who's been contributing to the art of cardboard
That's
beauty for
the biggest,
his whole
that's
life,
the biggest thing.
who
Yes.
lives and breathes everything we are nerding about.
Yeah,
So
fair enough.
Edbeard Jr. is putting his art and his
Yes.
vision into this.
That
I'm not sure.
is-
You don't
that
need to
is a
buy 10
very-
boxes. You just buy
No,
one.
no,
right?
exactly. That is
And
a,
if you
that
don't
is a
want to,
very,
no.
very good point. Yeah.
But
no,
If
exactly.
you
If you don't want
appreciate
to, you
that
don't have to
man's
buy
work, might be a good idea to get a copy.
it. That's
It
why I
doesn't
said
even need to be the
probably
signed one.
no, and still that even would trigger me more and paying a couple of $100 for that than paying $60 for an unsigned one. But I hear you and I agree with you, and I think as a tribute to Edbeard Jr. and as a value of his work and his contribution to everything in the nerd area and the art area for the nerds, it's definitely worth it.
Everybody's
just-
willing to pay serious money for cards they can't even play with. So these cards are playable. It's a limited set, right?
True.
It probably won't get reprinted, although I'm not sure about that. I haven't any information, so don't put me down on that. But these cards will be playable in one of your favorite games or even your favorite game. So per card, how much are you paying for this?
Around
How much did they
$4.2.
pay you to say this, Heiner? No, I'm joking.
I will upcharge.
and-
You know, I'm in the grading business, so I will
Yes.
upcharge Eric's Curiosa for this statement. I haven't.
There will be a special label for
No,
the
it's
Dragon Lord set, guys.
I mean, nobody needs to buy this one. If they don't
Exactly.
want to, they can
That's,
sit and wait
that's-
for a
that's-
secondary market to
Exactly. That's
gobble
the
up
biggest
the
thing. If you
singles.
don't want it, don't get it. I think the problem will rather be wanting it and being able to get it than not wanting it and don't get it. And I think, again, you have convinced me. No, but seriously, these things should be considered. Sometimes it's not about black and white about the price and not about the amount of cards. It's about the whole thing and about what it represents as well. And I believe what Sorcery has done for the artists is crazy, because I think we have never had so much recognition for the artists, and especially for the iconic ones, but also for new ones, which absolutely do iconic work with Sorcery as well already. And then it puts the whole thing in a totally different light, and it makes much more sense. And then getting one or two boxes, indeed, one to open, one to put on the shelf, just to have it and enjoy it as a collectible is a no-brainer, basically. I agree with that. Fair enough. What do you guys think, Jens and Sophie? Yeah, you convinced me. I'm happy to admit, even on my birthday, when I'm wrong. No, but first thought about the price and about the whole thing.
I think like the price was in the region of what I had expected it would be, but I also see it as more of a really unique, passion-driven little project that Eric had a vision of creating something with dragons, and his favorite artist was Edbeard Jr. from the original Legends Dragon. I think it's the whole concept, and I don't think that people outside of Sorcery necessarily would do a project like this, because I don't think it's earning them any big bucks. This is as costly to print and produce and create art for as anything else, and they know that people won't be buying the same amount as they do booster boxes. So this is truly a passion project that I think they are just loving the whole concept of the art and the lore and bringing that into Sorcery. And I think they've had a lot of discussions about how to do that in the best way. And it should also be noticed now that they've confirmed it is 14. They are all unique cards. So you're not paying for ordinaries or anything else. It is per unique card you're playing.
I didn't even know that. Okay.
For 20,
They are really all unique?
They're all unique
unique.
cards. Yeah.
Cool. I didn't know that.
So that also makes somewhat of a change. But I think you're buying basically a tribute to Edbeard Jr.'s wonderful art and I think it's a product. I've had a little sneak peek behind the scenes. I think it's a product that is very well made.
Fair enough. I'm totally convinced. I think we should bump up the price to 100 bucks.
Oh,
No problem.
No. Don't come up the price because we need 2.
Yeah, no, same here.
Maybe even 3.
No,
So,
no. Fair
no,
enough.
but, in the grand scheme of things, when
Yeah.
we look at what we spend on our nerdy hobbies, I don't think $59 is it's not that much. And further down the road, you're getting a specialty set. You're getting some very cool, unique cards, and as Heiner also mentioned, they are playable. They are legal to play and constructed and whatever you want. Of course, you can't draft them, but they are constructed legal, and they might become important deck pieces. They might also not. We have no idea of knowing what will happen in Sorcery, but I don't think that it is the place to be stingy. If you like the art, if you like Sorcery, I think this might not be where you shouldn't spend a little buck.
No, true. And
or don't
then
spend it and wait for the singles to hit the market.
Yeah.
People will flip one of 2 things: the foil
Yeah.
or the non-foils.
Yeah,
You don't even
maybe
need
some
to buy the
people
box.
buy a couple of boxes only for keeping the foils and dumping the non-foils. Indeed, that might be true as well.
Market will regulate itself.
You only need 1 box as everything is unique.
Exactly.
So that's fair. I didn't know that. I thought
1, 2, and 1 for keep.
yes,
Yes,
3
you
then.
do get the full play set with buying 1 box and then the 1 additional randomized foil.
That changes things a lot as well. I think
Yeah, because you don't need to chase more boxes. You
Yeah.
have everything if you just get the 1.
exactly.
Yeah,
You don't
so
need like
people
4
are
boxes
arguing.
or whatever. Yeah.
So people
Sorry.
are arguing, well, if they are all uniques, are they really unique? Well, you just need 1. So if they would be ordinaries, would you be more happy if they would be ordinaries? There's,
And-
question your logic. It's gonna be uniques, and everybody in every box will have the same uniques. But
We also saw the changes with the Dragon Egg that now is the cradle of Ethereum.
yeah,
And I think that you can see on the card it got a power bump up. Suddenly, you can look at your top card. You can play Dragon at reduced cost. I think that that card got powerful. So if every card in the set has gotten a little power surge to reflect their unique rarity, I think this set might really be worth it.
Yeah, and that's definitely a card that would be even cooler as more dragons come out because it will only increase in value and power.
Definitely. And you know what got me a little bit happy as well? Because I'm always a big fan of collectability, and then I'm okay with paying a little more as well, comparably. When I watched the stream of the Team Covenant guys, the most recent one about Sorcery, and I think they always stream for a very long time. Let's say about 1.5 hours in, towards the end of the stream, one of the 2 said, and we talked to them in person. They are really, I really liked hanging out with them in Essen.
Nice
and you had them on the channel as well, as a super nice guys, and they are always pretty open and honest about stuff and saying what they think, and I think they are non-bullshit in that way. And one of them said, as far as I understood, there won't be a lot of this, and they obviously should know. And I don't know if, and he didn't mention any numbers or whatever, but if he says there won't be a lot of this, to me that means there won't be a lot of this, and I think that's a good thing with this, because it's special, it's cool, it's a tribute. And then now, if everyone now of the true fans can get one, which probably will be the case, hopefully, as they have a pretty good estimation with everything and with the dust system and with the current players, what's going on, then it is definitely a nice, cool collectible we're still early adopters when it comes to Sorcery, I think. Not because we play since the beginning and we back the Kickstarter, but also because the game is still growing slowly and organically, which is the best way for the game to do so. So yeah, that gave me a lot of hope for everything as well, in a positive sense. Thanks a lot for the super sticker, Cosmic. I will buy another piece of cake to celebrate. I appreciate it. But I think yes, that then makes a lot of sense. Do we think Gothic will be released? And Heiner, I know you're not allowed, but you probably know more. Do we think Gothic will be released around Halloween? And it would fit with Essen, of course, but then we have to ask Chase. But that's definitely something I would be curious about. Yeah.
Me too.
Sophie knows more as well. I see it. But I saw it. Nice. That's good. So and
I have no inside knowledge of anything. I just think that it would be very. I don't have anything.
Jens, I will take you out for a beer, and then I will know what happened, and then I will have all the info I need.
Right now, I don't dare to say anything because I have strict orders. You know this, but you don't know this.
Yes.
And now I can't remember what I know and don't know. So I'm just staying quiet over there.
Not saying anything. That's the best way to.
Yeah, but no, I actually don't know anything about the release. That's also why we are free to wildly speculate it on our channel because we don't have any information to share there. But I think I'm just really happy to know that they are still reaffirming that it is coming out this year. And I think Q4. And I don't think there's maybe even a closer date than just Q4.
Yeah, I think that's fine, and I don't. As long as it's not too close to Christmas, because there will be a lot of money spent on the kids and on traveling and visiting family and so on, I would be good. So like October, November would be totally fine for me. Then I can get a case, and that's probably all I will get for this year when it comes to all my trading card games. The only thing I pre-ordered is Spider-Man, because the little guy really loves Spider-Man, and he wants to play Magic with me with Spider-Man cards. Fair enough. If he's enthusiastic to play Magic, then I have gotten and pre-ordered the box of Spider-Man. Wanted to pre-order a collector box, actually, and those were unfortunately sold out. But it is what it is. Normal box is fine as well for play, of course. But for the rest of
any extra Spider-Man cards, please send me one.
Which Spider-Man cards?
Just any Spider-Man.
Any Spider-Man
I have
card.
this friend that is a huge Spider-Man fan, and
But then you should get a box as well and just play.
Yeah, probably, but a box. I might consider buying a pack.
Not a.
Then if I don't get a
box,
Spider-Man, I was like, no.
Yeah, but you just buy a Play Booster box. I think that looks cool. Or what you can do as well, what looks really awesome, and I know it's an underrated product and it's not Sorcery, but who cares? The scene box looks fantastic with the cards connecting to each other. We had that for Lord of the Rings as well. I loved those. Back in the day, I would have fucking killed for those cards. And now nobody's buying that shit. And that is fucking awesome. It's super cool. It's a big piece of artwork on Magic cards. So yeah, what else can we wish for?
But I might consider that.
Yeah, and there's Spider-Man in there definitely. And it's like $40. And there's 3 boosters in there as well. So
okay. Now you're talking.
You're convinced.
I haven't actually, bought any Magic.
Sold. We should get next thing, and we asked in the live stream at Sorcery Fest, we should get a themed box like the Dragon Lord box from Jeff A. Mangus, like or from Mathias Frisk, like the journey through the cave, which would have been nice. Do you think there will be more stuff like this? I mean, it's a no-brainer to me that there will be one of these sets at least every 1 or 2 years, because it's super cool and there is a lot of cool artists to pay tribute to. And Eric just loves. Yeah, but not for Eric. He just commissions it, right?
Oh yeah, but yeah, I'd love it. Also mentioned that in our latest video that it would be cool for having these sort of specialty sets for artists to showcase their work or do some sort of vision. I mentioned Elvira Shakirova's Grail Knights. True. And how cool would those be? Just having a specialty product as an add-on for Ethereum Legends. That would be
One card, the round table, and then just all the knights as the rest of the product, and put them around the round table. And the round table is made up of 4 cards that connect to each other. Bam! Sold!
Sold.
That would be fucking awesome. Yes. Yeah, no, but true. I would like to see more of this. I'm very much looking forward. And I didn't want to be negative about the Dragon Lord set. I'm very much looking forward to it. And I think it looks fantastic. And I love the art and dragons in general as well. I almost quit Magic because I had the Elder Dragons, and they reprinted those in Chronicles, and then they established the reserved list. But that was for me a critical moment in my life, obviously. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be sitting here. But I was a big fan of those from back in the day, and played in decks with these and loved this. So I'm very much looking forward to it. So don't get me wrong. But yes,
that must have been the most clunky decks ever in history.
Horrible. They didn't work at all. They were just fucking flavorful, but for the rest, they didn't work at all. And that's, I think, still the best way to play Sorcery as well, because it's so flavorful, and it doesn't matter if it's a really competitive deck or whatever. But if you got a cool deck with cool flavorful cards, which they are definitely in there, especially connecting to the mechanics with the flavor as well.
Yeah,
that's the best matches. Yeah, I will probably get to play Sorcery on the beginning of next week. There's one guy coming over for work, an American guy, and he hit me up on Discord, and he's actually here in Utrecht in the hotel, and he's taking a couple of decks with him. And he asked me if I want to play. I was like, yeah, sure. So I never met him. I hope he's a nice guy. He comes across nice. Probably, yes, he's a Sorcery player, but he comes across nice on Discord and on the channel as well. But so I actually get a chance to play this week, which will be really cool. Looking forward to that. Yeah. Do you still play a lot with especially against each other, or Heiner, you're not playing a lot, I guess, because you're too busy? Sorry, I don't want to be negative.
I will attach my answer to the first answer to be given by Sophie and Jens.
Yes, okay.
Well, you've been playing in Linköping, and we've been playing with some local people as well.
Yeah. You know, just as we had a little forced break from the channel, we also had a little forced break from playing a lot of Sorcery. But yeah, we play when we have the time, and I was just, I was in Sweden last month, I think. It was a blast. It was, so cozy. I stayed with a nice Swedish guy, and he offered me to just stay at his home with his family.
Nice.
For the entire weekend, and it was so cool. Mathias Frisk, one of Mathias Frisk's friends, David, came over.
By the way, how nice and cool and friendly is Mathias?
So
I mean, they are all
nice. They are also nice.
They are also nice. But Mathias is like, I think we talked about Maiden for an hour or something. It's just a cool dude, a cool
awesome.
metalhead.
We had a little barbecue, and then we just played the two-headed dragon. And traveling to Sweden, meeting basically strangers, and just having the time of my life. It was really cozy. Then the next day we went to the tournament. We came back very late in the evening after dinner. Went to bed, got up early, and then me and Ragnar just played some old school Magic with some old school Magic decks he had made, and then I traveled home to Denmark again. So it was just very nice.
Just by itself, playing old school Magic with a guy called Ragnar is
it was cool.
Yeah.
And Ragnar is a great guy, so he's also, of course, coming to the Crossroads.
Yeah, and also seeing Mathias' studio. Before we went to the
I
tournament, he invited me over, and I got to see artworks and studio, and
that is super nice, super cool.
He's such a nice guy. I also think he's coming to
crazy
Crossroads. No, Mathias.
No, I think he mentioned he didn't know yet, but I think he mentioned it was not likely. At least that's what I have in my mind.
That's a shame.
Yeah, that's definitely a shame.
That would be awesome. But
super.
I hope you get to know, to meet him. You met him at Sorcery Fest, right?
Yeah. I hung out with him most of the day. It was super fun and super nice. And like I said, we talked about Iron Maiden for at least an hour and about concerts.
Yep.
And he just had been to a couple of concerts, Alanis Morissette, and he enjoyed it. And then we looked up the fact that she was in Amsterdam like the next day, and was really awesome. Was a good guy and a good connection. I liked it a lot. Yeah.
Also very busy, full-time job, sorcery artist,
Heavy metal band.
Death metal band, actually.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I missed him too. So I would really like to meet him as well. But who knows? There's this spot where we've never had an original artist at any of our events, and I would just say that I would really love to have one there, especially for the Crossroads event.
Yeah.
And if we ever manage to actually have someone at the Crossroads event, I believe we will do an extra video about this, and we will not capture the anniversary video of Jürgen for even more than this as we did today, and we will just see about that and make another announcement.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's do that once you know more, and there is more to say about it because you already know more. I know you a little bit, but if there's more to say about it, let's do it. Let's get the news out there and get.
It's too good a topic to pitch it now. Right?
It would be now. What's the German word? Perle vor die Säue now, but that comes across a bit weird. But it would be a bit. In Dutch, we say it's like the sauce after the meal. So it's not the right time and the right place. Yes. No. Agreed. No, but let's do that at a later point.
I have a question then.
Yes.
In celebration of your 4 years anniversary, what made you actually wanting to do a YouTube channel, and what sort of problems is not the right word, difficulties did you encounter, starting up a channel?
I like you thinking in solutions, not in problems. That's exactly what an old boss said.
Very new age mind frame stuff.
He was a shitty boss in general, but that quote stuck with me. Jürgen, think in solutions, not in problems. When I said something, I thought, I don't think this works. You think in solutions, not in problems. What can you do to make it work? And that actually was a good thing. And that maybe helped me even with the YouTube channel as well, here and there. What made me want to do a YouTube channel? Yeah, I honestly love games. I love talking about games, trading card games, board games. I love nerd stuff. I love collecting, and I've been doing so since I was a little kid. I think I mentioned it before. I got my first comics when I was like starting to read, with like 6, 7 from my uncle who read them and gave them to me. I still have those, like the little German pockets of X-Men and whatever, Spider-Man. I got my first video game console when I was 7 as well, and then the whole thing started. Then we started playing role-playing games at the age of like 11 or something, like the Dark Eye, Heiner knows as well. And I just love talking about that shit. And then in the end, I ended up in the industry a little bit, like video games, board games, card games. And I got some cool stories, I thought. And I'm always happy to ramble and to share those stories. So I wanted to talk about it. And at that time, I actually was hesitant to start a YouTube channel because we had a little bit of trouble with somebody actually like stalking us a little bit because he wanted to know more about the new Zelda games, and that's why I concealed my identity as well in the beginning. There was no trouble anymore after a couple of years with that, but that was not fun. That was not cool if you have small kids at home and somebody is knocking on your door. Hey, when is this game coming out? That's not cool. So I really wanted to talk about it, and I was a public face anyways for gaming companies, so I didn't have any restrictions or refrains from talking on camera, doing live streams or whatever. I did that for a lot of companies like Nintendo and for Activision and for Blizzard and for EA and so on. So that wasn't a new thing to me, and I wanted to do it for myself because I wanted to tell different stories, my stories and not somebody else's stories, and my passion for collectibles. So that's why I actually started the channel, because I wanted to talk about that shit. because I just enjoy rambling about that stuff, and that's all there is to it. And then it like grew to what it is now, like talking to people, and not only new people but old people as well. I think one of my most beloved videos, getting a little bit sentimental there, is with my ex-colleague from Wizards of the Coast, who was the CEO of Wizards of the Coast Europe. We had a nice chat for about an hour, and he was then a lovely man, and still was a lovely man when we worked together, but like 20 years ago, but still was a lovely man when we talked about half a year ago. And I just love documenting these stories, because these stories will otherwise be forgotten. Like a container of Pokemon First Edition ending up on the bottom of the ocean, and people were calling him why he didn't deliver to LGSs across Europe, and the first Magic the Gathering set coming out. He still worked for Wizards of the Coast when it wasn't owned by Hasbro. These kind of things. Same goes for the artists. But that interview for me was really, really special, because it went like full circle from the beginning. Like and we even talked about my old days when I started playing when I was a kid, and went to the first German national championship, then the second one after qualifying in Aschaffenburg, where I grew up as where is it? It's crazy. I still have it here. It's like the first
Nerd
cave
power.
nerd power. First CaveCon, which is the Aschaffenburg convention, first prize for the Magic Beginners tournament. So I won first prize there and qualified for the second German championship, and then for the second one I qualified in Aschaffenburg. Then I was Bavarian champion in Würzburg, and then I went to the third German championship. These kind of things. So I love talking about that. But coming back to Patrick, the ex-CEO of Wizards of the Coast, who was a really nice guy. After that interview, like a week later, he died.
No.
He was very sick with cancer. We tried to make that interview happen. He often was lacking energy, but in the end, he agreed to it, because he just liked to talk about that stuff as well, same as I did. And a week later, he unfortunately passed away. And I'm so happy he took the time to talk to me, and we had such a nice chat, and he had such cool stories to tell. And that's why that's also this here, like with you guys, just talking, chatting, having fun, and documenting a couple of things that otherwise will get lost. And all our, like you, with having a barbecue with like one of the sorcery artists, and hanging out with a guy named Ragnar playing old school Magic. That's fucking cool. People need to remember this. So that's what we want to know. And when I talked to Heiner about the Dark Eye days when we started out and all this kind of shit, it's the same basic history we all had. So I love that, and that's why I started the channel. And the biggest obstacle, I think, for me in the beginning was not being able to show my face, simply because of privacy reasons, not because I didn't want to. I got a lot of hate for that, and people were associating it with Corona or whatever, and the masks, which was not the case, and you can only explain yourself so often. But in the end, I didn't care that much, and I just wanted to ramble. And at a certain point, when it was safe to do so, I just left it, left it away, and didn't even make a big thing out of it, because it wasn't a big thing. It was just a necessity, and that's good. And as from then, it just got better, and enjoying talking to everybody. And honestly, sounds super cliche, but building friendships through this kind of shit with like-minded people. I'm not the guy who goes to an LGS anymore and sits down with 20-year-old guys playing Magic, or 14-year-old guys playing Pokemon. I sit down with my brother and my friends from back in the day playing Magic, buying a box, and I sit down with my son playing and whatever, and with the guys from work in a bar after work once a month. That's my type of play, and the same goes for Sorcery. And I'm a kitchen table player now. That's why I normally enjoy making content at the events and not playing. Everybody asks me, are you playing? I would like to, maybe one day, but I know I can get competitive. I saw that video of Mike Tyson recently, where Joe Rogan asked him, like, yeah, are you training again? And he was like, no. Why not? Yeah, because then the beast awakes. And for me, it's the same with tournaments and cards and magic and sorcery. I know myself. If I start playing, I really want to get good, and I know I can, and that sounds arrogant, but I got a mind for card games. It works somehow. I will never be the best. I never was, but I can end up pretty highly if I want to, and maybe I can get even a little higher if I really, really do my best, which I sometimes did. But yeah, so I prefer the kitchen table play and making friends and doing that with you, Jens, in the hotel after a day of filming and moderating and tournament and whatever, and sitting down, or at Sorcery Fest, just Mathias Frisk taking out his cards and having a match with Ron, and just sitting there and watching those guys battling with their sorcery decks. That's what I love. So yeah, ramble even with the answers for simple questions. Sorry for that, but yeah.
It's your birthday. You can ramble if you want to.
Yeah, I can ramble if I want to.
You
It's
guys
my
need to
party,
move it,
and I can ramble if I want to. Ramble if I want.
You guys seen
No.
the short meme with a lot of nationalities playing Risk, and then the Germans like, no, I get so competitive.
That's
No, I'm sorry,
exactly.
sorry.
That's exactly it. Do you know which one I love as well? I saw that early in the comments. When I asked guys, what do you like about me, and there was somebody who said, "It's a German accent." You know, the guy like out at sea, calling the German Coast Guard, "We're sinking, we're sinking," and then the German Coast Guard is like answering like the guy like, "Hello, this is the German Coast Guard. What are you thinking about?" This is so good. This is the perfect dad joke. This is the perfect German joke. But yes, indeed, Germans can get competitive, especially with games like these, and especially with Magic. But yeah, it was, by the way, super fun as well when I bought the Takir box, and I went to Germany just alone without the family. Normally we go together, but I just wanted to go to see the guys, and I took the box and I just sent the WhatsApp message like, "Hey, I will be in Aschaffenburg that date. If somebody wants to play a draft, yeah, let's meet up." There was this one guy, my ex-buddy, who got me into Nintendo, who still works for Nintendo, and he has a big house, top of the hill, really nice garden. And he said, like, "Yes, come over to my place. I'm getting the beer, and who's there is there." We were with 10 people, all the old guys we started with, like really the guys I bought my first revised starter with, and all these guys were sitting at the table, and there was like me, the first Bavarian champion. Then next to me sitting was a friend of mine who was the second Bavarian champion. Then next to him was one of the German champions. He's our best player, and he still is excellent. Even to this day, where he doesn't play a lot, he somehow gets it. And yeah. Then there were 2 guys who played pretty high in the Pro Tour. And then there were 3 other guys who were at least attending like a couple of German championships and ending up in the second day. So there was like Magic royalty at this table, which was fucking awesome and really, really great. And we all enjoyed the Takir set with the old dragons. And yeah, that these kind of things, that works. That's just what it's about, right? Yeah, silence. But yes, I take that as a yes. Sorry, I cannot get very enthusiastic about these things. That is heavy and beautiful. I guess you mean the interview with Patrick. Yeah, I strongly, if you haven't watched it, and not to push the video, I didn't even push it anymore because I thought it was kind of disrespectful. So after I heard he passed away, I stopped pushing the video at all and let it be. And yeah, it's well watched organically because I think it's interesting content. It's way too long, but that doesn't matter. That's with all the stuff on the channel, it's way too long, and that obviously doesn't work. The best thing to do is something between 5 to 10 minutes. But that video indeed was one of the highlights. So yeah, that might be a nice thing to check out. The good old stories about Wizards of the Coast early days and the reserved list and how that worked. And yeah, some insider info about that, which I guess probably nobody will get anywhere anymore from anybody else. because it's not something people talk about. That's what I like as well. So yeah. Hey, we got a new subscriber, Ted's Basement. Just
Hey,
subbed,
Ted.
joined this chat.
Yeah, I did.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. Very, very cool. Guys, do we want to call it a night? It's 10:30. We all had a long day at work. You guys have holidays, so you
We're
can
on
stay as long
holidays,
as you
so we're
want.
fine.
Yeah, but the kids are still getting up early tomorrow.
Yes.
And middle
Do they
child is
still have,
going on.
do they still have school?
No,
Do they
no,
still
but
have-
middle
no.
child is going on some nature school that he's attending.
Outdoors activity with other
Yeah.
kids his age at a very cool in the middle of the forest
Yeah,
place.
they have a Viking house. They're doing runes. They have played Vikings and Romans and beating each other with swords. It's great.
That sounds
We
fantastic.
want to join too.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
No, I would be there if I was invited.
Exactly.
But that's the same over here. My son actually tomorrow is going to one of the canals here, which of course we have a lot in the Netherlands. But they will go rowing as a kind of activity because school is more or less over. So today yesterday they were in Utrecht, and they just had to like make a couple of photos of some landmarks, and that was about it. So yes, that's the same over here. They still have to go, but it's like busy therapy, keeping them busy.
Yeah.
But maybe before we call it a night. So, Heiner, how are the ticket sales going? And maybe you would want
do a refresh,
do a little recap of the different waves and stuff.
Waiting on the answer, I actually will take a piece
Yeah,
of cake.
please
yes.
do eat your
You can have your
cake.
cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not that it's cake, not that it will turn bad. That's not good.
Okay, so we have sold by now 42 tickets.
Whoa.
Holy
Like a lot.
Is
moly.
that like the entirety of the first wave, or?
I guess I put up 50.
Okay, so very close to
Yeah.
all first wave. Congratulations.
But
Heiner.
it's nice for a change not to disappoint anybody.
Hmm.
And it's, it's a weekday, it's late. It's good.
Yeah.
I'm really happy about this. Yeah.
And some of
That
us
is a
are sitting here,
superstar.
so we haven't bought tickets because we're doing the live stream.
Yeah, I'm trying to persuade Sophie to buy a ticket so she can play and get some of those nice promos.
Yeah, but I would still prefer to do the content, I think, and just hang out. That's my favorite.
That is a big problem, by the way. I have the same, and like I said before, I'm more of a kitchen table player, anyways. But sometimes when I'm there, I'm like, there's a little tingle there. But
Maybe you buy
not.
Union ticket. Then you can just
Yes.
switch roles.
switch places with one and the same person. And no, what I wanted to say is that the only thing that annoys me is that indeed, as a collector, I miss out when I make content on some of the cool stuff, some of the cards, or the possibility at least to get some of the cards, or even the dust. So yeah, that is a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
They should think about something for the content creators, like a little.
It would just be cool to just be able to get like the participation promo. So if you're there but not actively participating in the game, it would just be nice if you make a video and you get the participation.
I know that one guy you can ask about that.
Oh, maybe later.
maybe later. No, but that would be nice. I mean, you're there and you're actively supporting the community anyway. So I think, even if you're not playing, I think that's just fair. But hey, that's not up to me.
But we're sidetracking.
Maybe.
What about
Yeah, you.
No, Heiner, what about wave 2 and wave 3, and what dates are we talking? And
Okay, before I get to that, I remember a very kind person giving additional pricing to special people running the event. And that's again Gregor Vandrašek from Vandrašek Winery, who has served us with very great spirits, or at least wines. And that was an amazing idea. And Gregor is pushing
show the label.
Sorcery events all over Europe. So if you are running an event, just get to Gregor. He's got Vandrašek I'm not sure. Just Google Vantrashek and you will find it, because on his website he's promoting that he is supporting events. So run those events and then get a promotion from Gregor, and it's brilliant wine as well.
Yes.
So beta wave
Have
3.
you seen? Quick one. Have you seen that the guys at Sorcery Fest got rosé organizer bottles? I actually sent him a message like, "Hey, what's going on here?" I mean, this was awesome and excellent, and super thankful for this. But these rosé bottles, we need to talk about that for Ask and Rest 3. And he was like, "Yeah, we can talk about it."
In the winery, it's easy to talk about different kinds of bottles.
True, very true. But those looked really tasty.
So beta wave 3, I would like to get some. We still have a little bit of beta wave 2, but from what I hear, and I believe that info comes from Jürgen. That's so sweet.
I'm making another wish just just because I can. And this one I won't tell, so it will come true. Continue.
I can't. I'm just too. Okay.
It's late.
Ready to leave. No. How can I pick this up? I mean, this has been the highlight of the stream, right? Yeah. And I won't say you blew it, but well, either way. Beta wave 3. Yeah. From what I've heard, and I believe I heard it from you, Jürgen, they appear to have hit the mark in terms of print quality when it comes to colors and saturation. Personally, I liked wave 2 already, so for me they wouldn't have needed to roll back from that point to yet another configuration. But I believe it's great that they take care of still being able to supply better, because alpha was meant for collectors and beta was meant for players. So we need new players engaging into the game. And that is why I believe wave 4, wave 3, wave 5, whatever waves they pick will be great until we have a product that comes into place to substitute beta, because we don't need it anymore, because we have another product. But we need to get new people into the game, and that's by beta. So I believe it's great that there is a wave 3, although we can't offer it. But again, we're just 2 stores. So this needs to work on a larger scale. And wave 3 makes sure that this stays a success. So I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And if you get those alpha boxes, which are on the secondary market for a good price now, go collect those ones and see what that does for you. You can pull amazing stuff in there, which you can pull in beta. Just, nature is inclined to do things, and humanity is inclined to just complain. So you can complain or you can embrace it. I don't see any reason not to embrace what's happening. I just can't. There is scarce product. Just go for it. I can't order 200 boxes of Dragonlord. Who can? Tell me one guy who can. What's happening here? We don't even know this. Mike put up a great video in the car series, so I'm not sure how that's called. But he's sitting in the car and he's speaking his mind, and I believe he's mentioning that this is probably going to be a very collectible product, and I agree. Yes. So he's stringing data points together, which still don't give a very conclusive image, but he's taking what there is and he's stringing it together. And I see it the same way. I don't have all the information either, but just all this complaining. I just don't get it. This is a grid-based game. It works. It's a good game. People can engage. It's a great game. Product is available. What's the issue? Just what is the issue? Price is high. Yes, you can buy cheaper games. Those are different. Buy this one if you would like them. Just or don't. But why complaining so much? It's just nobody is urging anybody. Life's a free thing to do for you what you choose. It's just don't expect anybody to listen to complaints if they don't have to. But speak your mind, of course. It's great. You have to do so. It's great. It's just don't expect that the world will change because you're complaining. I mean, remember this movie where God fulfills every wish and you can influence the weather. So if your wish regarding the weather would come true, what would that be? What would that do to the world? Yeah, it would be chaos because it's rain, not rain, sun, too much sun. It's
So
not,
that
that's
Jim
not
Carrey
how the
movie.
world works. It's just this is what we have and we can make the best of it. And it's good, we are all at a point where we're so comfortable doing this and yet we complain. You want to have real problems? Check it out. Check life out. Or just enjoy what is built for you to enjoy yourself. That's what we're doing in this gaming space. That's why we're nerds. And if you're lucky and if you're smart, you're going to be proud of it.
Ooh,
Nice.
that was a nice segue to the completion of this very nice live stream.
Heiner, that was very profound, and I don't even know how you got there, to be honest. Like to that monologue, and I put you
The
on
inside
solo
of
layout
this.
way too late, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think you make a great point. And we got one more thing, Heiner. You actually said you would probably do it. We still got like 50 people here. And I think it's a good moment indeed before we round up the stream to maybe do that. And I leave that up to you. But you offered to do a little giveaway. And we normally don't push that too much here because I think people should be here because they're here. But I'm always happy to give a little bit of something back through the possibility of somebody is actually willing to do that, in this case you. So you wanted to give away a code for PCG Grading Europe, is that correct?
Well,
And I appreciate that a lot if you do.
I was thinking, what am I bringing to this anniversary party? And well, I'm not sure how many videos you want to string together for this anniversary video series, but well, we've got one for this video certainly. So
Nice.
I brought it to Jürgen, and with him being the host, I'm happy to hand it over to him and to give it out to people. But yeah, we've got a PCG voucher which you can redeem at our office. So yeah, well, we're only doing the grading. It's not the card, but it could look
Who
like
who doesn't want an alpha core? But yeah, I'm gonna keep that one. Yes.
yeah. You can pick either slab. You can pick the classic collector slab. You can even use it at the Crossroads event where you will get a special label for this one. Or you could go for a player slab or a player slab slim. So if you have all the options, it's 25 euros. So that covers a full grading and then some. So yeah, that's for you to enjoy. And Jürgen is raffling it out, I guess, the way he sees it fit, because it's his birthday and not mine.
No, true, but I got a couple of codes you sent me, and that
Yeah.
is super awesome. And I can give I can give away one of those codes. And I think the people who actually stuck with us for like more than 1.5 hours, so we should all
Impressive.
get prizes for this. Especially you hanging out with me for more than 1.5 hours. Even my wife normally gets a little tired after that time. But
And you participated on her birthday. Wow.
it's crazy.
Where's the stamina?
No, but let's think of something because the people who are here, Mathias just joined, Mathias Büchel, which actually is super cool because for Ask and Rest 3, if we want to do it at the winery, Mathias had a very kind offer to support us a little bit there. And we will talk about that later. Mathias is super kind anyway, supporting the channel a lot. But all the people who are here, including now the guys that were here and the new guys like Mathias that just joined at the end, have the chance to get the code. I think we should just ask a question. Hey, yeah, very simple. The first one who can type into the comments, and at least the first one who shows up for me, how the first name of the ex-CEO of Wizards of the Coast Eurobors I just talked about earlier in the stream. Yeah, that's a bit mean to Mathias, but maybe he saw the video. Then and he can also have a guess. Or should we do something? No, that's good. The first person who knows the first name. Yeah, Jasper knows it. Very good. It was Patrick. Sorry, Mathias. I will find something else for you. There will be another chance to win one of the codes. But Jasper, Jasper, let me know where you're from. I'm just curious. Jasper is often a name that is used a lot here in the Netherlands. Are you Dutch? And you can look on my channel and find a link to Discord there. And oh, super disappointed. There will be more chances, Mathias. You can. I do follow the streamer. Yeah, that's me, I guess. You can find my link. German, close. No, Deutsch is auch gut. Check out my Discord. Write me a message there on Discord. You'll find the link in the description of my normal videos, or even I guess in this in the description of this stream, and I will send you the code for a PCG grading at PCG Europe with Heiner, and he just explained, of course, where you can do this either in the store or at an event like the Crossroads event with a special label and these kind of things. So let me know. Hit me up on Discord and I will send you one of the codes and you can use it to your liking. It's worth $25. That is kind of generous, Heiner. Thanks a lot for that. I like it. Or has your grading gotten so expensive? Starting to whine and complain again. No, so I'm kidding.
I choose not to comment on this.
That's what my mom always said. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
It's your birthday. I really don't know.
No, cool. Jasper will send me a message on Discord, and I can send him the code. But cool. Where's the cat? Yeah, Cris, when I said what he likes about the channel, he said, "Yeah, I'm only here for the cat. I'm only here for Jonesy. Jonesy is probably downstairs sleeping. He's getting a little bit old, and yeah, he enjoys. Sometimes he enjoys whining in front of the door. Then I let him in for the streams. But very often nowadays, especially with the heat, he has a big fur, then he's a bit warm. He just stays downstairs on the couch sleeping. But 1 hour 45 minutes. Heiner has to get up early and do a lot of work for the Crossroads event, so we can all enjoy it. So I think we can call it a day now. I honestly, let me say this, had a lot of fun doing this stream. I think we had great conversations, but also great laughs, and especially the reasons why you think this is an awesome channel were the highlight of this stream, I guess, because it all is so true and so correct and right. And yeah, somebody had to say,
don't let it get to your head.
It's already in here under the cat.
Yes, exactly.
No, honestly, I had tons of fun tonight. Thanks a lot for joining the stream, and thanks a lot for hanging out with me tonight. Super cool to have you guys as friends, as extended nerd family on the channel, but also outside the channel as well. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
We're happy to be here, I guess.
Yes, we are.
Next year, same time. You know,
Same time next year.
Yeah, same time next year.
It was great to see you, Heiner. Great to see you, Jürgen. Yeah. Great to see all you guys in the chat.
Yes,
definitely.
absolutely. Yeah. And hoping that you all get your tickets for the Crossroads, so we can see you there.
You can still buy 8 for dispatch.
Yeah, and next wave is Saturday. If you're tuning in late, Saturday, 12th of July, 10 a.m. in the morning. Next wave of tickets.
That's a good one. So we'll definitely have to do.
Persuade you to be a player.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have until Saturday. All right, everyone. Thanks a lot for joining. Stay healthy. Stay frosty. Thanks. We'll see you next time and talk to you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.